Hey YouTube, this is Mako Abyss coming at you with my first ever YouTube video. Please bear with the quality. I'm sorry I don't have all those fancy cameras and everything like everyone else does, but I'm coming at you with my first video. This is a Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. This is a profile for my deck, Ancient Gear deck, as you can tell from the mat, that I have been playing. It's my version of a deck, so bear with me. I don't play all that fancy stuff everyone else plays. This is what I've been playing at locals, and so far it's been doing pretty well. Top date maybe once. So, like I said, bear with me. Alright. Starting out, we're going to start with the main deck. This deck runs 2 Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. Big headliner of the deck. 1 copy of Ancient Gear Golem. We have our playset of Ancient Gear Wyvern. One of the main searchers of the deck. Really important to have him. He gets your important stuff like Catapult and Golem and anything else that you need. So really important to use him. You have our polymerization of the deck being Ancient Gear Hunting Hound. Fun card. Deals burn damage and fuses. I then run playset of Ancient Gear Gadget. Some people say 2 of. I've actually found that he runs really well as a playset. We then run the 1 copy of Ancient Gear Box. Fun combo with run with him is to search him out with your Wyvern, get your gear to your gadget to your hand, and if you're holding him, your Hunting Hound, play your Hunting Hound. You get your just about any Ancient Gear fusion you can think of. 2 copies of Silver Gadget, and then you have 2 copies of Gold Gadget, and that rounds off our monsters. Then go right into spells. We run the playset of Gear Town, playset of Ancient Gear Catapult. Legitimately the main card of the deck you want to run a playset of. This card is beyond broken, and with all the new support that's going to be coming out here in the next Duelist pack, Ancient Gears is just going to get better, and it's going to make Catapult even more broken than it already is, because you're getting stuff that you're searching out stuff that freaking your Golem becomes more of a priority with a new fusion coming out. Megaton Ancient Gear Golem, and then Ancient Gear Fusion. It makes things even better if you're holding if you got Golem in play. It just makes this card so much more broken. We then run 2 of Ancient Gear Fortress. 1 copy of Terraforming. Everyone wants to run 2 or 3 of it. There's no need. You want to run 1 of it. 1 copy of Power Bond. 1 copy of Overload Fusion. Those are your 2 spell cards for fusion in this deck. I don't run polymerization. I'm probably going to start splashing Poly and Ancient Gear Fusion and whatnot in this deck once the new stuff is released. Your 1 copy of Limited Removal. This card has saved me multiple times in playing against decks like True Draco and Zodiac, so you definitely want to run it. You don't want to run more than 1 copy of it. 2 is a little too much, and 3 is way overdone, so I feel comfortable with just 1. 1 copy of Soul Charge. This card's okay. I'm actually considering dropping it for another card that you're going to see later when we get into traps, but for now, I run 1 copy of it. It's debatable if you want to run this in this deck or not. We then have 1 copy of Twin Twister, because you gotta have some kind of back row demolition. Then your Regeki, and then 1 copy of Foolish Burial of Goods. You get that Catapult to the graveyard. Alright, moving on to trap cards. Alright. First trap card is the card I was just mentioning when I was talking about Soul Charge. You run 1 copy of Ancient Gear Rebirth. I'm actually considering dropping Soul Charge for a 2nd copy, but so far 1 copy has done me good. 2 copies of Quaking Mirror Force, because you want to get that burn damage out there. 1 copy of Floodgate Trap Hole, because, like I said, burn damage and piercing damage. Piercing damage is like the main function of this deck from what I've seen so far, especially when you get something like your Golem on the field or some of your big fusions out. So this is a fun card to play. 2 copies of Solemn Strike, because you gotta love them Solemns, and then 1 copy of Solemn Warning to round off the remainder of the deck. We'll now move to extra deck. Okay, bear with me. The extra deck, a little dicey. I'm still working on it because I'm trying to update this deck for Link. So bear with me. 2 copies of this fella right here. I don't have a second copy right now. I'm got it on loan to a friend right now, so I don't have it. But you want to run 2 of him. You want to run 2 copies of your big fusion, Chaos Ancient Gear Giant. Like I said, piercing damage is a must in this deck, and he is your heavy beater for that. Then 2 copies of Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. This deck is, I'm starting to shift this deck into being ready for the new stuff that be released. I've been able to summon him twice with this deck, the way that it is, and the fact that I'm able to do that tells me there's just a load of other things to behold when we start seeing more of the newer support that's supposed to be coming out. And the way things are right now, you can do amazing things with this. We then run the playset of Ancient Gear Howitzer. He's one of your big search cards in this deck. We then move to our... That's it for fusions. We then move to links. Number 59, Crooked Cook. I cannot tell you enough how important this card is. He pops your Gear Town when you need it. He's immune to everything when you have nothing in play. He is just amazing all around. Crooked Cook is definitely something you want to run 2 of. If you can get a third of it in your deck, I recommend it. 1 is just too little. You want to run more than 1. We then run 2 copies of Gear Giant X. I'm considering dropping him down to 1 if I can come across another of the next one. Or 1 copy of Kestel, because Kestel, simple as that. And then, of course, you have your 3 random Ancient Gear tokens. Then we move on to our side deck. Side deck isn't sleeved up. It's not all the way put together, but I've run it the way that it is, as just 1 copy of Ancient Gear Golem Ultimate Pound, 2 copies of Mind Drain, because of those Ash Blossoms and all those hand traps, and it's fun to make Exodia players cry. 2 copies of Polymerization, 1 copy of Foolish Burial, help you try and get that Overload fusion working for you. 1 copy of Book of Moon, and then 1 copy of Ancient Gear Fortress. And that's basically it for this deck. Now, like I was saying, this is my first video. I'm sorry for the quality. This deck has been built by the way I play. It just goes along with how I play. You don't have to go along with my video. You don't have to follow my guidelines or anything like that. You can, by all means, you can still look at your other big guys out there, like, you know, Simply Unlucky or Team Samurai, who I've watched a lot of. Shout out to those guys. This is just, like I said, this is my deck build. This is the way I play, and it's just worked out really well for me so far. I mean, I've topped 8, maybe 3 tourneys with this deck. It's fun. Everyone keeps talking about how the Dino deck is better than this. I will admit, it is better, but when you can start getting things like linking together faster than the Dino deck can, with like your golems and your catapult, it's just an all-around fun deck. Yeah, this channel will be doing more than just Yu-Gi-Oh deck lists. Hopefully I can show out some other deck lists for you, like
Dragon Ball Super or old card games like Naruto or something like that. But until then, this is Mako Abyss signing out.